Hello, you're very welcome to Tap 48, and we are back recording very quickly again on this Tuesday night. Andy Cummins and Dec and Carroll back to bring day 3 of the Punchestown Festival to you. Dec, as usual, how are you? Probably since I last saw you about 5 minutes
Still
ago.
drunk, Andy. Still drunk.
Still drunk. And that's why you stuck up a big Yankee on Tap 47. So with a bit of luck, we're celebrating that. We might get a quick little review in. We'll see how the reviews go. Obviously, the way we're recording Thursday, obviously on Tuesday night here. So anyway, let's get straight into it. We got all the intros and reviews and all the nice stuff done on Tap 47, which means we can get straight into the good stuff for Tap 48. We're going to go straight to the specialist group, Handicap Hurdle, 88 to 123. This is about as close, Dec, to your level of that what you like getting stuck into on the Irish calendar that you're going to get.
At a big festival like this.
Yeah, it's about as close as you're going to get. And unsurprisingly, a full field of 25, a spread of only £10. So ultra competitive. God, yeah, this is not a race you'd want to be like. If this race was towards the end of the card, you wouldn't want to be trying to get out of jail on it, Dec. But anyway, who do you like? It's not a bad race to get your day off to a flyer. So who do you like?
Do you know what? It's as close to my thing as you'll find, but I found it very, very difficult. And you know, you're probably gonna have Undeniable Alibi as favourite, and I can see it. I don't know, really struggle with this. Katina Zapata, 7th on the handicap debut, 6-year-old, plenty experience from the flat. You know, is one I think is gonna give it a really good go. You have a couple of juveniles in here. Nara, she was 7th in the Fred Winder. She was a hurdle winner in France. But there's a horse that I've spoken about, and we've wondered where he was. And you know, this season we got stuck into the juveniles, and you know me a few years, and juvenile hurdlers were not my thing. But this year I was deep into them. That sounds awful.
I'd edit that out.
Edit that out. I studied the juveniles hard. I really enjoyed following them. But Hands On was the horse that set the tone at the beginning of the season, and we didn't see him again. He beat Eagle Fang that day at Cork. There was collusion behind it. Like you could take lots of form out of it. He was 4th behind Woodoo and Nürburgring at Listowel before that. It's his handicap debut. He's been off since that day at Cork. I think that was October, was it? It was
about that. Yeah, he's been off for a while.
Yeah, look, I'm just drawn to him, and I've been wondering where he was, and I've wondering how good he is, and I kind of feel like I have to back him, you know. But if it's not going to be him, I could see Katina Zapata running a big race. But so his hands on, I think, could be anything.
Yeah, the one I thought would be very interesting now, and I'm not sure if he's going to get in, and I'm hoping he does, because he's the second reserve, is Grappa Nonino for Dermot Weld, who started the season really quickly. 3 winners, which is unlike him. And 2 of them in pattern company as well. Aga Khan horses winning the Salzburg Stakes, and I think actually it was 2 maidens at the Salzburg Stakes, so he's done very well to start the season. What I thought was very interesting about him is, like, if you want to go back quite a bit now, like you're going back to when he won his maiden hurdle, which I think he beat Median Naranja, who is actually in this race. Grappa Nonino went back to the flat. Hasn't ran in quite a while, but does have the potential to go well fresh. So I would be hoping that he gets in, and I think he will, seeing as there's a few horses like Luminous Light who's going to run by the looks on the Wednesday. So I can't imagine him backing up very quickly. So I need another non-runner. But Median Naranja in here off 11.13. The fact that Grappa Nonino went back on the flat, he's in here off 112. So, you know, 122 versus 112, I would be, you know, hoping that, you know, he could be well handicapped due to the fact that he hasn't ran over hurdles that much.
Look, Jordan Gaines was jocked up on the
Yeah.
second reserve, not even the fourth reserve. So
Yeah.
if the horse gets in, they're ready, I think.
Yeah, the horse gets in. It looks like it's been a plan. They just need 2 non-runners. I think this fight is going to be one. Oh, I'd actually give an outside squeak to it. He definitely has a better chance in this race than he would in the one on Wednesday. Obviously that Waterford Whispers form looking strong, but he's not going to be beating Walkaway Harry. So, so I think he'd actually go okay in a race like this. But I think he's going to be a non-runner. I'd imagine there's going to be more than one. A few might get a bit sketchy about the ground. So yeah, Grappin and Nino for me. Second reserve, Jordan Gainford. I have a feeling he's going to get in, and I think he's going to run a big race in the opener for Dermot Weld. So the 4:15 then Dec, the frontline security handicap chase. Another race that, you know, it doesn't get much easier from here. I thought it was very, very interesting though to see Blood Destiny in here off 150. Obviously the Spillans Tower form, albeit at further, is starting to make him look a bit better. But he is the 7-2 favourite. He is the most likely to be, you know, he still has the potential as a 5-year-old to be, you know, take a very high order in 2 mile chases. Do you think it starts and finishes with him? I'm probably off the San Ra train now, even though Aidan Kelly's claiming 5 off him. I think that's a very interesting jockey book, and he did run well at Aintree. But, you know, Blood Destiny at 2 miles, like, there's a lot to like here, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. Like 5-year-old handicap debut, third in the Powers Gold Cup, had beaten Spillans Tower, getting way off him at Navan the time before that. You know, back to 2 miles. Like I thought the horse should have went to Aintree. 2 miles at Aintree would have suited that horse down to the ground. But they're coming here back in the handicap company. He's probably a good thing, isn't he? I think Pinkerton will run a big race. It's his handicap chase debut. He was beaten in the county 10 lengths, was it, by off 141 in his English.
Yeah, he ran well in it,
yeah, he's in here off 130. I think Pinkerton could be dangerous, but it's very hard to look beyond Blood Destiny as you know, as boring as it is. But there's nothing boring about Daddy Longlegs today. So
no, exactly. Look, there's every chance. Like as a 5-year-old rated 150, he goes and wins this. He's in the high 150s. He's 5 rising 6 next year. It's not inconceivable he's in a champion chase next season, especially with how lacking the 2 mile division is and how much of a crack 2 miler this horse looks, which there's very few of. It's these stayers that are winning, you know, that are dominating the 2 mile division. It's a horse like this that you know causes them to fall. So
he's a proper 2 miler, and I think he finds absolutely nothing off the bridle. He needs I don't know if he's a champion chase horse. I think he needs a flat 2 miles.
Okay.
Yeah, I think AG would have been perfect for him, but you know, handicap back in the handicap company, he'll handle this.
I just think he could be a horse now. If Willie Mullins does want to go after the British Trainers title next year, and he doesn't want to have to rely on winning the Grand National and the Gold Cup and the Champion Hurdle, he's the type of horse I could see rocking up in a race like the Schloer at Cheltenham early season. And, you know, that 2 miles, decent ground, hopefully, because it's in October, small field, dominating them. I'm a big fan of him. I think he takes all the beating here myself.
Yeah, well, he could go to Kempton at Christmas. That's it. That's a handicap now.
That's now. It's a limited handicap now. The Desert Orchid.
Right. Yeah. Well, he can go the Game Spirit at Newbury.
Yeah.
He wins that.
He does.
You know, there's probably more if you know our knowledge on British tracks is
there we go. Yeah, exactly. It may as well be. We're kind of flexing a little bit there. Anyway, let's move on to one of my favorite races of the week, the La Touche. And look, as I said, both of us on Blood Destiny there in the 2 mile handicap chase. But the La Touche, one of my favorite races of the week. I'm a cross country advocate. I actually, you know, I didn't have a bet in the Ladies Perpetual at the opening race on the Tuesday. I was in the bar with Tommy. Yeah, we were watching the race. I thoroughly get a kick out of watching the cross country race. I didn't have a bet now, but I think it's a great discipline. I think people just don't like it because it's hard to predict. And obviously
Yeah.
you get your specialists. It's maybe not a betting heat, but I just really enjoy it. I just think I'd sit back and watch
Well,
across country.
it's even very, very different. Like the race at
Mm.
Cheltenham is completely different to a proper banks course like Punchestown.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love. I don't have a lot of interest in the cross country race at Cheltenham. I love the banks course at Punchestown. I absolutely love it. Was anxious to get there on time today to see the race, and looking forward to them all this week. I do miss not being, used to be able to go to Ruby's Double, and
yeah.
you can't get out there anymore. And times before that, you could go to anywhere on the course, like, obviously health and safety is not allowing a lot of that these days. But I really enjoy it. La Touche is quite a prestigious race. Look, I think Cocoa Beach, 12 stone 7, he's still the standout. But does he get the trip? He doesn't get the trip at Aintree.
Yeah.
What
do you think of Stumptown? 7-year-old.
Very, very
like,
interesting.
That's intriguing, isn't it?
Very, very interesting. But we know Cocoa Beach is quick over the obstacles. If you're not quick over the obstacles, just go back and watch Fury Road at Cheltenham. If you're not quick over the obstacles, forget about it. You have to be quick over them. And that's what brings the lower rated horses into it. That's what, makes this discipline. That's what makes it quite exciting, I think. You have the specialists and they can mix it with really, really good race horses. Cocoa Beach was very good here in February. He went well in the Grand National for a long, long way, but like he doesn't stay that trip over the national fences. This can be a different, like, I thought they absolutely walked today, I thought, in the Ladies Perpetual Cup.
They did,
He did. Like Birchdale, he won here in November, trained by Enda Bulger. He's going to have a good shot, and A-rated is in here. We mentioned him.
It's like the Ian Wright meme, wasn't it?
Yeah, before we came on here. A horse. I was actually at Fairy House last April when he won an open point to point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know he was still around at the time, and I turned up and there he was, and he won. And this is the first time I've seen his name since. So, look, I don't know what he's going to do over these obstacles, but look, he's a lot of way. I just think Cocoa Beach was very, very. Between Cocoa Beach and Birchdale for me.
Yeah, both of them carrying. Cocoa Beach carrying the 12 stone 7. It's an awful lot of weight. Birchdale, knows his way around as well. Some legends of the game, Vital Island, 3x2, singing banjo. Even Fame After the Glory has made himself into a nice enough banks horse too.
Just on the weight, Andy, like, sometimes you get hung up on weight, and it's different than when you're like, I think more about the weight they're giving away rather than the weight they're carrying, if you get me. Weight you're giving away to a horse who should be carrying the same weight as you is more of a thing. Like, horses used to carry fellas in Knight of Armour and into battle. They can carry weight. I could get up on a horse, could carry me. You know what I mean? But it matters in a better class of race. I think when they're lobbing around here and they're enjoying themselves is the big thing for me. When they love it and they're quick over the obstacles, I don't think weight matters as much.
No, fair enough. But it will be Birchdale for me. I know you're talking about the weight, but I just don't like backing a horse that's closer to 13 stone than they are to 12. And as you said, with the stamina concerns with Cocoa Beach, I'd be very interested to see how Stumptown goes. Like, if Stumptown takes to this, we could be literally watching 7 years of Stumptown in the La Touche, which I'd be all for. I think that'd be absolutely brilliant. See how many La Touches he could win, because he'd be well capable of winning quite a few. But I think, Birchdale probably the one to be with. Banks winner, as you said, and I think he's got a good chance there. The Barberstown Castle Novices Chase Deck. This is probably open and shut case, really, isn't it? Like Gaelic Warrior Barra Fall, isn't it?
He was absolutely devastating here in November. It was like we spoke about it a couple of times. He was so far ahead down the back straight. I thought it was the stablemate making the run and setting it up for him, but he was just doing what he wanted, and he should win this.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Hercule Desai has his ground as well, but was probably a little bit disappointing at Aintree. Actually, maybe looked like he'd appreciate a bit further at Aintree, funny enough. Elete Tomp, very good horse in his own right, but is held by Gaelic Warrior. Yeah, it's an opening showcase. Just great to see such a good horse, such a versatile horse, and a horse that has the potential to have a very unique and prosperous season when he goes into open chases next year. Very much looking forward to seeing him. But I suppose there's not really much else to say about it, Dec, is there?
Nah, look, he should win this. He should.
Yeah.
That's it.
Rightio, on to the Champion Stayers Hurdle then at 6 p.m. Odds on favourite here is the Stayers Hurdle winner from Cheltenham, Teahupoo, 8 to 11. Seems to be at his best when fresh. He's had 49 days off the track since that Stayers Hurdle triumph. It's probably enough, but the ground is going to be different for him. He does prefer better ground. I'd probably be a layer at 8 to 11. I think there's a few in here that I'd take a chance on. But before I name them, Dec, who do you like?
Look, I'm taking him on as well. It's good to see Oliver McKiernan's horse back. Now looking back, he's been on for a year. He was toured behind Facile Vega in the Novice 2-mile hurdle last year. He beat Brazil in a match at Limerick. We don't know how good his horse could be, but look, it has to be a wash and brief after being on for a year in going into Grade 1 company. Franciscan Rock ran very, very well here last year. He finished third behind Gaelic Warrior in the 3-mile Novice Grade 1. He was fifth at Cheltenham. But the one I'm going to back, and I think she's going to give this a right go, it's Lantry Lady. She was fourth in the mares. She steps up to 3 miles for the first time. It's only her fourth start. I think this horse could be anything. I think she could be really, really good. She's owned by Kilmara Stables. They own Mascada, and that's the horse that was toured in the mares.
Oh, the other one that was in the mares hurdle. Henry de Brahma trains as well.
Hispanic Moon.
Hispanic Moon, yeah. Hispanic Moon.
Yeah. Look, but Lantry Lady, her form's rock solid. She beat Silent Approach over hurdles. She went on to be a bit of a revelation over fences, and she beat What's Up Darling the next time. Her third start was the mares, straight into Grade 1 company. She was fourth, beaten a short head, I think, by her stablemate, stepping up to 3 miles in her fourth start. She could be anything, this thing. I think she could be really, really good. And I'd be keen enough on her here now. She's going to improve a lot. She's going to improve. She's going to improve having her fourth run and stepping up to 3 miles. There's double improvement there.
Yeah, I suppose she has new ground to contend with, doesn't she? But I wouldn't be too worried about that.
No, I'm not concerned. Like we don't. She hasn't proven she's not going to like the ground.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'd agree. I'd nearly follow you. I just think I'd be comfortable with Teahupoo underperforming. Obviously, Gordon Elliott, like he had a decent enough day today. Like Firefox ran well, and he had a few others kind of go good. But and today I'm referencing Tuesdays. I just remind everyone we record Tuesday night. But look, as I said, I'd be nearly banking on him to underperform. Like he wouldn't have to underperform by that much. Like he is rated 164, which has him clear. But like I wouldn't be backing this horse given, in upwards of £10 near enough away to the rest of this field. So look, I think there's a good chance he underperforms, and I'd be a layer at the price. And I think Lantry Lady, I'd agree with you. I think stepping up to 3 miles, fourth start, there's plenty to like there. Only a 6-year-old. 25 to 1. Yeah, why not? I think she's I think why not? Let's have a little bet each way on Lantry Lady. I'll happily follow you in there, Dec. 6:35 is the Conway Piling Handicap Hurdle listed race. It's a 3-mile handicap hurdle. I usually like to look for horses here that are young and are novices, but ideally if they're 5 years of age, which I don't think there is any in this year. I think the youngest is 6. Usually when they're 5 years of age and they can go and win this race, like 5-year-olds that can win 3-mile open handicaps. Delta Work was able to win the Pretemps at 5. Capadano was able to win this race at 5. They're usually very, very high class, but unfortunately there's no 5-year-olds in here, so I'm wasting my time. Anyway, Dec, who's your fancy in here? Captain Cody off 138 has to be quite intriguing after winning a Grade 2, but who's your fancy?
Yeah, I thought he was a good Grade 2 winner at Fairy House. He's obviously a horse who's probably had a difficult enough season, but He was one on our radar at the start of the season, and he had his day then. I think Popova's going to run our race. We just wish David Mon good luck. Great guy. Who's I'd assume he's listening. He listens to us a lot. Spent the day was at Cheltenham. Him and his two young lads, two absolute young gentlemen. I hope he has a great day, and she does run a big race. But I kind of have to side with Della Casalunga here. She was trained by Sam Corling. She went through our auction series. She was sold. She wasn't great on her first couple of runs in Britain. She was actually really, really poor, but she's won her last 2 races, I think, at Ludlow. I don't know the trainer. I never heard of him before. Della Casalunga ran for him, and I only know who he is because she was in my tracker, and all of a sudden he was the new trainer. And yeah, look, she's a horse I really, really like, and although she's won twice, she might be well handicapped because of the poor start to the season she had.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting one. All right, I had a feeling you were going to go with her. I'm going to take 2 against the field. I'll be taking Kintor Calanisi, who I think is another one who could be good for staying handicap chases next season. I think he's a big beast of a horse, and this will give him a great experience. Whether he'll have the tactical speed over hurdles to kind of put it up to these type of horses is another thing. He might be maybe one for softer ground staying chases next season, but a horse I cannot wait to follow next season. I think he'll run a big race here. And Hands of Gold in his first time cheek pieces. I'm going back to the Hands of Gold that I was so confident would run big races over fences, but he just never took to it. Like he was really, really poor at Nace when last seen over fences, and almost just looked afraid of them. But they brought him back over hurdles at Cork. He was out the back, kind of getting a confidence booster. Stayed on quite eye-catchingly though, and was only beaten about, I'd say, maybe 6 or 7 lengths at the end. Like, you could nearly argue it was a return to form. Cheek pieces go on first time, and he could be a big price. And look, he's still only 6. Just because he didn't like fences doesn't mean he could still be progressive. It was definitely a sign that he was going back in the right direction, returning to hurdles. He looked a lot more comfortable, and I think he slithered in down the bottom here, and second run back over hurdles. And yeah, I think Hands of Gold could run a big one for the green and starred cap of JP McManus, Ricky Doyle, and Arthur Moore. So they'd be my 2 against the field, and then it's Killa Dasalunga for you, Dec, was it?
Yeah, it's Della Casalunga for me.
What did I say? Casa Della Lunga.
Yeah, Della Casalunga. I actually, you know what? It was Killian Broderick put up a very good question at the beginning of the year, and it was, can you give a horse to follow who has not won a bumper, not ran in the grade 1? I don't know. It was not trained by Willie Mullins. One of these, certain criteria, and she was the one I put up. I was just hoping she hadn't been sold to Willie's, but she wasn't. She was sold to. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Clive Built B. Brooks.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know who he is, but look, I think
he hasn't done bad with her.
Sorry,
he's got 2 wins out of her. He hasn't done bad.
Yeah, no, he's got 2 wins out of her. Now she was very, very poor our first couple of runs, but he's got the 2 wins. And look, it's absolutely brilliant to see. Look, Clive, I'll get your point if I meet you. If I listen to the sound, come say hello, get your point. I'd love to meet you because I absolutely love this mare. She was very consistent for Sam Corling last year when she went out that auction series route. And look, yeah, I think she'll give this a right go. Yeah,
I don't disagree with you. I think she could go very well, but it will be Hands of Gold for me. Onto the 705 then, Dec. We're nearly there. The Close Brothers Mares Novices Hurdle listed race. Very, very competitive. Like 16 mares here, and you could kind of go any way about it. I'm going to start with Kilbarry Saint, who I would say, like, I think we put her up at Gowran on Thyestes Day. She was second Ryder dropped the whip, but I don't think it was the difference between winning and losing. She went on to follow up at Clonmel. They stuck her in a grade 2 with a mark of 105. She was beaten 4 1/4 lengths by Mirazor West. Like, she completely excelled herself. Again, showing the training abilities of Con O'Keefe. I think he could be a fantastic trainer, maybe one to keep on side going into the summer next season, etc. I'd love to see her win, just how boldly she's been campaigned and how progressive she may be. I hope she does. I hope she goes and rewards Connections with a big effort here. But who do you like?
Look, I think Spindleberry's going to be a short favourite. I think after her run the last.
Yeah, you'd have thought.
You know, I thought she was decent winning her maiden, and then second to Jade de Grugy. But look, I do really like Spindleberry. But Lucy Wang is in here. She was second to Interlotto at.
It was Leopardstown. Yeah, the 27th in the maiden.
Yeah. And then she slipped up at Nace. She was look, it was a long way out, but she was travelling sweetly enough. It was a race won by one of Willie's.
Got Glory.
Sorry, who was it?
Got Glory. It was in the Gallop and the Champ colours, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I do like her, Sonia 4-year-old. She's getting away from everything in here. I'm not going to be putting up Spindleberry. Probably, I don't know. She's going to be. I think she's going to be short. I'll have a go at Lucy Wang. Mare's Walk is in here as well. She's a mare I really like. She won the stall early on in the season, and then she was beaten by Smooth Tom. I think it was Smooth Tom at Nace, and then she made a terrible mistake in a race won by Jatara at Punchestown, and she ended up being pulled up. But like, you just put a line through that run. She could give this a really good go as well. But look, I do like Lucy Wang. It's Andy, it's you that's put me onto Lucy Wang talking about it in the lotto.
Yeah,
that's what has me coming back to her. So, you know, get away from everything as a 4-year-old. I'll have a go at her.
Yeah, no, very good. Yeah, she'll need to prove herself on quicker ground, but she is by Master Craftsman, and you know, it's probably bred for the flat more so than anything. So it might actually suit her. Yeah, no, I do. I'm excited to see how Only by Night runs as well for Gavin Cromwell. She's kind of disappointed me a little in her last 2 runs. Thought she'd go on to bigger and better things after she won her maiden hurdle. Got Glory does reoppose for against Lucy Wang, so interesting to know that she pulled up on decent ground and then won on very testing ground at Nace. So I'd be wondering now, is A, her participation in doubt, or B, would she maybe she would just prefer soft ground. But no, for me, it'd be Kilbarry Saint. I'm hoping she runs a big race and goes quite close for Connections after their bold effort against Mirazor West at Ferryhouse. Finally, Dec, we're nearly there. The 740. Unsurprisingly, it is another bumper, but it is a winner's bumper, or as what people are calling it online, the Ballyburn bumper, where Ballyburn beat Slade Steel and Dancing City last season. A winner's a 1. What do you fancy here? It's a strong enough race. Probably unfair to say it's going to be as strong as last year. There's no way that's going to happen, but you know, plenty to go on anyway. Who do you like?
Yeah, this is very tough. Like, you have Samir, who I think is a flatbread. Is he by
Samir? Yeah, Samir's by Sea the Moon. Yeah, actually, I think he bought a book too at the Newmarket. Like, so yeah, 280 grand by Sea the Moon. Yeah,
I remember when he won, he was quite impressive at Garin on Tayesti's day. Obviously, Angelo Dundee is in here. The horse we put up to follow at the beginning of the season. Been off a long time. And you have Big D in here, Al McCarthy's horse, who we, you know, spoke very highly of during the season. I haven't made my mind up on this. I hope Big D wins. You know, Al McCarthy's been on with us, and I hope he gets a winner. It's coming into his time of the season now. I hope he has a great summer, but I do think Big D could be a nice one, and I'd love to see Al McCarthy win this, but I don't have a strong opinion just yet. I might do on the day, but look, there's too many. Angelo Dundee I put up to follow at the start of the season, and I do like Big D, and I hope Al McCarthy wins it. I'm not going to put up a selection.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, it'd be great to see Angelo Dundee run well, and if he is fit and ready to do himself justice, he should go well. Big strapping grey. Big D, first time Hood, unsurprising, has been quite keen in his races. Cantico was a little bit disappointing last time, I think, at Cheltenham. Gold in the Mountains is going to be my one, Dec. Tongue tie on first time. He beat a horse, as I said, I've already a lot of time for in my way of thinking. I did tip the horse that beat my way of thinking for the champion bumper, Harbour Highway. So I'm going to stick with that form, thinking that that's a good strain. Gold in the Mountains did beat my way of thinking when he was well backed at Leopardstown on Boxing Day or Stevens's Day. My only issue with Gold in the Mountains is why he's been off since that day. Obviously missing engagements at Cheltenham and the Dublin Racing Festival, etc. Mightn't be the easiest to train, but clearly possesses plenty of ability, and he'll be the one I go with to round off the card on Wednesday. Nap at the top then, Dec. What do you think? It wouldn't be Walkaway Harry, it would be, because it was I have written here from the previous episode. It's probably it has to be Blood Destiny, is it?
It's probably Blood Destiny,
yeah. So Blood Destiny in the is not the opener, it's the second race. The 405 Nap at the Tap is Blood Destiny. In the 415, the Frontline Security Handicap Chase. Think he's got a fantastic chance of going very, very close. I would fancy Dermot Wells' horse in the opener. I think he could go well too. And then maybe Hands of Gold in the handicap hurdle as well. I think that there'd be my small tricksy, but Wednesday I think would be a quieter day for me. Dec. Blood Destiny, the main one for sure. What about you? Have anything just before we sign off?
Obviously Blood Destiny, and I'm gonna have a good go at Langtree Lady.
Best luck. 25-1, of course. Yeah, absolutely. That brings us to an end of Top 48. So just keep liking, sharing, and subscribing, guys. We'll be back with Top 49 Wednesday evening, which will cover just Friday, isn't it? Or just Thursday? God, I'm losing the run on myself.
Friday and Saturday, is it?
Friday and Saturday, yeah. We'll be covering Saturday without declarations because, that's my fault, actually. So do apologise for that, but we still find plenty of winners. Can't wait. We already have the Nap at the Top probably sorted for Saturday anyway. So there could actually be two naps at the top. There's two off the top of my head.
We've already spoke about them.
Yeah, there's actually two off the top of my head. But I could imagine the juvenile hurdle will be one as well. But we'll talk about that later on.
The juvenile hurdle. We just start backing for the champion hurdle now as well.
That's the plan. All right. Well, that was the top 48, guys. Thank you very much for listening, and we will talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Yes, thanks. Bye bye.